Welcome, everybody, to Wolves After Dark. And if you're not new here, you know who's on the screen. But if you are new here, you don't know who you're seeing. This is Gerald from the comments, from the Discord, our friend. Welcome to the show, Gerald.
I'm
Good to
the
have you
beacon
back.
of light on Discord. I'm the happy, positive beacon of light for this team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you are. But Timberwolves win. And it was easy from start to finish. No, it was Timberwolves win though. What was the final score? Was it like I don't even remember. I got to pull it up. It was 102-94. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel, like the stream. I gifted 5, and it looks like Jarvis just came back and out gifted me. If you're
Jeez.
new here and you don't have a membership, press allow gifts, and you'll be able to be a member and use the fun emojis and show some support. But cool. Well,
I forgot about the emojis.
yeah, the emojis are kind
I
of cool.
start
Sorry,
using them.
Jarvis, I forgot. I won't say it anymore. I promise. It's just weird. You're our person that does it. Anyways, how now that the game's over, how are you feeling?
Well, okay, so it's the exact same feeling I felt 90% of games this season.
Yes.
It's like we do this slow start thing, and I get real panicky and I start getting really negative.
Yep.
And then we come into halftime and I say a bunch of stuff that by the fourth quarter doesn't matter anymore.
Yep.
And then we end up pulling it out in the end. And it's kind of too bad that we got to pull it out in the end versus this team. I mean, I was saying before that their losing streak is the same as the number of wins we have this season. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this game shouldn't have been close, and that's
No.
just how it is. I mean, we can make excuses. Ant looked like he was in his 60s.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was bad. But I mean, still, it wasn't top performance. But that's how they've all been. But we get a top performance last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. So
yeah, I 100% agree with you. We were talking about it in the Discord too before. It's like at every game I'm saying this now, where it's like, okay, well, we started terrible, so that means we're gonna win. And like part of that is just, we have won a lot, but it's like I still can't determine if it's that, hey, we just aren't coming to play until the third and fourth quarter, or if it's something that is like if it's intentional. I know it's not intentional, but like, is there like acceptance of being slow to start, or is it something that they're actually working on? And I imagine they're working on it, but man, like the beginnings of almost all these games, if you would have just pulled us after the first half of every game this season and told us and guessed like, hey, what's the record of the Timberwolves? I think you and I would probably be in the camp of like, oh, we're under 500. We might even only have like 6 wins on the season. But of course, apparently the Wolves are a third quarter team now. And as Sabrina said, we're a third and fourth quarter team. Yeah.
The way I see it, and I've actually thought a lot about it, I think we're the same team. We're the same Wolves. We play down to our competition and we play up to our competition. The only difference is we play better at each extreme. So like last year we would have lost this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're just that much better at the extreme of us playing down. Do you know what I'm saying? So when we're playing the good teams now, we're a little better at playing the good teams too. So we're getting more success there. But that's kind of the whole, like, that's my cold water on this whole season so far, is like, I'm having trouble actually enjoying it like other people are, because I don't have any confidence, because I still see like this whole game was last year's team until the fourth quarter. And then it was like, oh, okay, now we're back to this year's team. And it's just, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't.
Exactly. I'm also somewhat in the same boat of you of like not enjoying it. I think I'm probably enjoying it a little bit more than you are. But and that's just because obviously the fourth quarter is obviously we have this running joke in the Discord that if you turn off the game, we win. So
and I couldn't tonight. So I was really scared.
Tonight. So it worked, you know. We're getting someplace. But you're 100% right. And this comment, by the way, by David Peterson, NBA games are like Mario Kart. You don't want to be in first after the first lap, is like 100% true. And another thing I was saying in the Discord was, you know, and this is something we could. I mean, we don't have to debate this now, but like we were talking about it, is like, you know, a lot of the times in any sport, the refs will award the better team a better whistle or better fouls or whatever late in game. And, you know, like, for example, when you watch something like college basketball or something, sorry, I'm hearing college basketball or something, a lot of the time in the first half, the underdog is like, oh my gosh, they're up by 10 or up by 20. And then the second half, whatever powerhouse comes back, you know, Ohio State comes back, and then then it's 20 points the other way. Part of that's just being a good team, which I guess we are. But part of that is that I do feel like the refs do play a part in that. And then also, though, this is me getting very conspiracy driven, which I'm going to try to avoid. But like, you also need to like reward their decision making and giving you fouls, because if you start hitting those free throws, then it's kind of like that. But if you start doing weird, egregious stuff, then they go away from it. Which unfortunately we have multiple players that do that. But yeah, crazy. Well, I'm going to catch up on some comments too. Yeah. Rudy showed Wemby what God mode looks like. True. So did Nas, by the way. I don't know. Okay.
Are you hearing that screech? I think
yes. Okay. I was gonna say the same thing. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna see if I can grab headphones, but because I don't know if it's me.
I think it's my mic because it's showing up on.
Oh, okay.
I might have to drop if I can't tell. You keep going. I'll try and.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, but let's see. Let's catch up on some comments while we're doing tech stuff. Ant still the biggest momentum 3 of the whole game, so he helped us. Yeah, Ant though was like kind of, I mean, not great. What was he, 4 of 16? He had that dunk that felt good, but other than that, that was like kind of it. Love Ugly wins. Charlie Barley's back. Plus, we're in the league bullseye. Yeah, we're the league bullseye now. We definitely are. So every game, people are coming up to play us. That's true. Played 20 games, and Rudy has 15 double-doubles, and we have 16 wins. I think that's something. And notice, my friend, I didn't say anything about any gifted that happened from anybody. But if you did get a gifted or didn't get a gifted, make sure you press allow, regardless of who it was from. Bill Hicks, new member. He definitely came up clutch, and I'm not necessarily knocking either one of them. I'm more impressed with the rest of the roster carried the game. Yeah, I mean, to be completely honest, through my eyes, this game is like, I saw Rudy, I saw Cat occasionally, and Nas Reed. Like, that's what I saw. I didn't like, there was a point out at the end of the game where it was like, oh yeah, Nas out there, you know, like Nas out there, and like we rely on him so heavily.
Well, was I right about that too? Was he just missing the whole second half? Because I don't remember him until the last 10 seconds of the game.
Nas did only play 20 minutes. So he played 20 or 19 minutes. I don't have somehow Ashwin gets the numbers for every quarter. I do not have the numbers for every quarter, but he only played 19 minutes, and he did play a fair amount in the first half. So I would imagine he probably played like 12 minutes in the first half at least.
Wait, maybe I do remember. I think I remember him doing like a layup or something in the third.
Yeah.
Kind of forgettable, but it's not.
I mean, he did not things. He hit a 3. So that's good. Jared, welcome back. Held Wemby to 12 points. Gobert with 21 rebounds.
Yeah, and Wemby had a big streak too of 20+ games. I think I saw too.
I think you're right.
We broke that.
Oh, true. I didn't even think of that. Yeah. Wow.
And think about how bad the Spurs are too to not get him 20. All they got to do is throw it up there.
Yeah. Well, like late in the game. I can't remember. It was in the first
I know.
quarter,
I thought they were going to do that to us like till the end of the game. I'm like, we're out.
Yeah.
And they only did it once.
That play was like, oh, well, we can't beat that because like we just don't have anybody that's 7'4". You know, even though Rudy's tall, like look at Rudy compared to Wemby out there. He looks like a child. So like
and Rudy can't jump high like Wemby can.
Yeah, he can't do that. So I saw that play too, and I kind of had a panic moment of, they've learned how to win. Also, a moment earlier in the game that I was kind of nervous was like they hit a 3 and it was like an open 3 and it was like one of their first threes that they had taken. And I was like, oh no, please don't let them learn that threes work against us. And and luckily they didn't go crazy. I actually don't know how many threes they took, or at least they didn't take like great threes. They actually did take quite a few. Wow, they took so many. So did we though. They were 8 of 37 from 3.
Oh boy.
I don't know. Okay, that's pretty good, I guess. I just have this like bias against it.
Let's talk about this. What do you think of the 3-point shooting against us?
Against
like,
us?
is it okay? So like, there's a thing where everyone's saying, okay, eventually people are going to start shooting, league average against the Wolves, or whatever, or better than they are, because we've had like the crazy run of people shooting horrible from 3. How much of that is D? How much of that is luck? Because we're getting to the point where you can't really say it's luck anymore. I still feel like it's luck, unfortunately, but
yeah.
What do you think?
I think
we did it again. It's like,
it's hard to know, because like it's one of these things where my eyes are deceiving the actual stats, because to my eyes, I feel like we weren't good because I saw Doug McDermott get 3 or 4 threes tonight. But apparently that was half of their threes. So like that's somewhat acceptable.
And the others were super lucky shots by what's his name?
Oh, was it?
Like, flings it up, falling back.
Somebody?
Yeah, I forget his name.
Yeah, but
that guy who did good against us last time, actually.
Devin
Vassell.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's the one that they'd like structure the Jaden contract around. But anyways, the 3 thing is hard to me. I don't necessarily think it's only luck that they're missing, but I do. I mean, like, because I don't think that we play tremendous 3-point defense a lot of the time. They're able to find open people constantly.
That's why I don't have faith in it either, because we don't. Like, we also give up the most, or we did, I think 2 games ago, that was the stat, that we give up the most open threes in the league, which is, that sucks. But we also have the best like record against threes. So I don't know. It scares me though. It scares me for the playoffs. Scares me.
Definitely. The playoffs scare me too. I do think we have a lot of things we need to get better before the playoffs, just because we've won a lot of games, and I'm not saying we've won against nobodies, because we did beat some good teams early in the season. The last couple games we've had a pretty easy stretch, and like next game is Memphis, so it's still pretty easy. But like, we've beat real teams, but man, we still just have so much to work on. I mean, really, until like the last 2 or 3 games, again, against worse teams, like Cat hasn't really fit into the offense super great. Like, over the last week or 2, he's been better, certainly been better. And tonight was okay. Like, it was a good game. But like, that's still an issue. And that's the other thing, is that Cat has been better with Ant out. So like, we still have to get them together good. Jaden was not shooting well when he was playing. Backup point guard, I think saw Sabrina say something about that. Like, there's a lot of things that we have to. Yeah, Jared, we need to start looking for a competent backup point guard. I do think we still need to wait for J-Mac to get back, which is a little dangerous, because he's not like, oh, once he's back, we're solid.
No, not at all.
Maybe,
especially not in the playoffs too.
Like there was one year where he played really great for us, and then there was one year where he played borderline, like, not even G League worthy. So which version of Baby Mac are we going to get when that happens?
Honestly, I think, and I've said it a bunch of times, I think what we got to do is start getting Na ready for point guard, and have Mike take care of the second unit, except for fourth quarter, right? Let Mike finish it out, but put Na at point guard to start. And that way we can have Jaden, Na, Ant, Towns, and Rudy. That's a pretty sick defensive lineup, and hopefully
it's crazy.
And hopefully Mike can fix that second unit, because that's our second unit's problem. Anderson's been just not Anderson. He's been not great. I'll try not to exaggerate, but he's just it's been very like lackluster.
It's been bad. And
especially after last year, he felt like like our fixer. Anytime we had a problem, it's like, oh, just throw Anderson out there and we'll figure it out.
And I feel like there's moments where he looks like the old Anderson, but like those buckets those little push shots that he does are just not going in, or he's not getting the right bounce.
He's missing layups and
and it's
can't
like
shoot free throws now or threes.
Yeah, like if those are going in, that's kind of the old Kyle Anderson. Not that we're expecting buckets of scoring from Kyle Anderson, but like he was able to get us consistently like 10 to 15 points last season. Or if he wasn't getting 10 to 15 points, like people were respecting his offensive game somewhat, to the point that he could then kick it out and he'd have like these games where he was getting triple doubles for us last year. I mean, like,
yeah.
So like there's another thing to be unlocked possibly for the end of the season, which is why it's fantastic that we are 16-4, multiple games above anybody else in the league. So that
I couldn't imagine 16-4. If you told me that 20 games in, can you think of that? Like how hard you'd laugh,
dude. I just laughed earlier. I put out a tweet on the Wolves After Dark Twitter, by the way, follow everybody. In the 2013 or 2014-15 season, 13-14, I can't remember. 10 years ago, basically, the starting record for the Timberwolves through December 6th was 4-15. And today we are exactly the inverse of that. And
what
it's just like,
are you talking
I think
about
it was 14-15. So it was technically like 9 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Because 10 years ago,
the fun year too, the Vando Pat Bev year. We started out really bad that year too.
I can't remember what that one was. I should look back at that. But
because that felt like lower than low.
That really did not
season, and we just
that was 21-22 probably. I think
yes.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, let's see. So we started up to, let's go. That is such a random season. We had such a bad. Yeah, we started 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We were 3-7 to start that season. Yeah, 3-7 was the worst that we were in the beginning of the season. Then we had like a win streak of 5. Then we have a lose streak of 5.
Yeah, we had like didn't we have a 7 in there somewhere? Because
I don't know. We might have had 7. I don't see 7. We had we had a 5-game win streak and a 6-game win streak. But yeah, just a weird season. But catching up on some more comments. Sorry, I'm busy with conversation. Jarvis, still want to go to a game with y'all and Sabrina? Well, guess what? I don't even live in Minnesota anymore. So that's going to be a little tricky. But if you wanted to go to a game, actually, I will be at a game in January. So that maybe March too. We'll see. Nick, welcome to the stream. Gotta love this. Gotta love the slow-mo slam. Yeah, that was crazy. I was not ready for it. And I think that's something we'll never see again. It's like a lunar eclipse. Like, that was something we're only going to see once every couple of years. And I think that was the last one for a long time. But Charlie Barley, also the dunk. Rudy's defense, Mason. Wow. Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys feel, but I was saying in Discord that every time Rudy goes out, I just panic. That's all it is. It's we're a totally different team.
What is the plus minus with him? Because I feel like it has to be he's plus minus 31 tonight.
Yep. If all we do is just don't turn the ball over during Rudy minutes, we'll win 60% of the games. If that's the only thing we focus on is not turning the ball over.
The plus minus tonight is so wild. I don't understand how
Rudy won us the game.
Rudy won us the game for sure.
Yeah.
Rudy's plus 31. Cat is minus 14. What is that difference?
Well,
Anthony Edwards is plus 14 somehow. Shake Milton is minus 12. Like,
it's because of the runs. It's because when Cat gets put to center, it's just a layup line. So even if he's doing well at scoring, the other team is scoring too a lot.
Yeah.
So he can't build a plus minus at all.
Super weird.
Yeah.
Wemby 4 of 13. Rudy 7 for 8. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. 4 for 13 for 12. 7 for 8 for 16. Well, I mean, he's getting all these lobs and just like easy putback dunks, but oh my goodness, how crazy. And Nightbot with the perfect comment tonight. Cat says really another behind the back turnover if you don't subscribe.
Dude, that one that he did.
That was the most out of pocket one he's ever done. The voltage on that, like
I know. It was like 8 feet away from anybody too.
Unreal. Like, we need that somehow. We're gonna get that turned into like a sub emoji or something in the Discord or here somehow. Put it on a shirt. That was incredible.
Add it to the intro for next year. The video intro.
That is a great idea.
Or just one post game. Just have a special one, kind of hidden, that you throw on. That's all just of Cat's weird, just no one passes.
Yeah, because we might be able to get rid of the 50-point losses. That used to be our joke, but we don't really lose by 50. We don't even lose anymore.
Yeah, we're breaking breaking all the curses.
We really are breaking a lot of curses. I just can't get over. I'm just broken human. Like, I'm never gonna be able to like not bet against the Timberwolves when they go up by 20 or something like that. Just bet against them somehow. Like, there's just no way. I have to.
Well, here's what I need. I want a bunch more good wins against good teams without any like, oh, but so and so was out, or so and so was out, because we've gotten so lucky. Like even the Celtics game had people out.
That's right.
Someone was out that game.
I think you're right. I can't remember who. Was it Derek White? Derek White didn't play against us.
It's just,
and that's like the person that they call like their MVP.
Yep. And I just need to bank some of those. And I want the confidence. I really would love the confidence, because it's kind of stressful, especially these kind of games, because the emotional roller coaster of, okay, we're last year's team again. I've even gone as much as saying, what was I saying a couple of games ago, that we're the 2015 Wolves or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard.
It's gonna be wild. But Jared O, who do we give up for Ivy? Yeah, we've had those conversations in the Discord. Whirly squirrely. Kyle will get it together by midseason. I hope so.
I hope so. I do think too that they just got to run Kyle at point.
Yeah, and also his eye injury. His eye injury just must be crazy. Like, way worse than we thought. I don't know.
Yep.
But
yeah.
Isn't it 2 years? So I don't give him much hope. Yeah, but they didn't. Apparently, they didn't play him for like the first 11 minutes of the game today or something. I don't know. Weird stuff happening in Detroit. But Dank side, just leaving the game now. Oh, nice. Was great defensively. Need to slow down on the turnovers a bit. Win with nobody making any shots until the end is nice. Yeah, seriously.
If we can get a hold of our turnovers, then we don't need to change much. Yeah, we need to get a hold of our turnovers. Yeah. That would help a lot in my confidence.
For sure. Cool. Okay. Well, I guess we should probably get to the tier list.
Yeah.
We're getting specific, I guess, now. So, tier list time. If you're new here, like the stream, subscribe to the stream. We're really close to, I think, 800 subscribers, which is like just bonkers to think about, because we were stuck at like 200 for years. And now we're live look at 782. So we only need 18 more. And once we get to 1,000, we're doing another jersey giveaway. Also, tier list, so that nobody roasts me in the comments. I forgot I was going to have screenshots of people's comments from the last time I did this, and people were like, oh, you said Towns was only good and he had 30 points. Like, okay, let's calm down. We can be picky here. You know, not every game is flowers and bunnies and whatever. If I say good, again, A1 is an unforgettably good game. To be honest, I don't know if anybody was A1 tonight. There were A1 moments tonight, but I don't know if anybody had a perfect like A1 game. This means that you're going to wake up 3 months from now and remember that game. I hope we forget this game. This was not a fantastic game. Wancho, you actively took away from the team. You were so bad. Think Shake. Think Shake Milton. Or actually, pause on that.
Yeah, we'll get to
that. Glenn Taylor is multiple Wanchos. You were bad for like a very long stretch of games, and we don't expect anything from you anymore. Think Shake for that. And then B or C is kind of average, what we expect. So if we expect 30 points of you, you may end up in the middle of the tier list. If we expect 30 points from you and if you go 4 of 16 from the field and limp around the whole game, you may not get average, even though you had an amazing dunk.
Yeah.
You know? So Anyways, that's a little explanation on the tier list. So we'll get right into it. Let's start with Shake Milton. Not much needs to be said. Shake is not good. I think we're done with Shake. I'd love to have Kyle be better. I'd love to have Baby Mac back. I just want anybody but Shake out there because he really doesn't look good. But as we talked about in the Discord, he borderline looked better than our star player tonight. So, but this is an easy Glenn Taylor. This is an obvious.
I totally agree.
Glenn Taylor.
It's hard with Shake though because I feel like he's got this upside that we just haven't even seen, which is why I've been reluctant to give up on him. I want to see him do good, but
I don't know if I want to
more. But I'm not upset with him. Like I think it's got to be something. You can't be this bad from what he came from without not being a problem. So
I don't. It just has to be time. The thing that I don't understand is what's his face Finch's ability to just keep him in there and not he just plays him a bunch. It's like, okay, well, we can play him, but let's play him in moments where maybe we aren't relying on him to run the offense. Or at least he can run the offense, but if he screws up like he does every single game, then we have a 20-point buffer or something. I don't know.
He got panicked by 3 traps today.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he doesn't. It's crazy how much he doesn't look like a basketball player.
Yeah,
from transferring from the 76ers to the Wolves, it's unreal.
Yeah,
but
I guess I need to watch more than his highlight tape.
Send Shake to Rudy's Paris dark room for a week. Yes. Seriously, he needs that. The whole team is doing that next year.
I'm hoping he's having maybe a worse kind of Rudy thing where his first year he's just having trouble adjusting. His rhythm's all off because his life is completely different kind of thing. And then once he gets settled, maybe he'll get better. I don't know. That's what I hope. But we don't have to talk about Shake. Let's move on.
No, we'll see. But next up, I guess we'll do Kyle next. Kyle, I didn't even read Shake's stats. Yeah, he was 0 of 2. He was -12. He had no points. He had 1 rebound. Okay. In 12 minutes, that's kind of crazy. Kyle Anderson, he was 2 of 6, 7 points. He was a -7 tonight. He had 4 blocks, which was nice. And he had 1 poster dunk. Again, you're witnessing something that will only happen once, and I will never utter those words again out of my mouth.
Will you never forget it? So is it an A1?
That was definitely an A1 moment. And I will say that dunk and the 4 blocks save him from Juancho. I want to give him Juancho just because it just doesn't look fantastic out there. And maybe the Spurs isn't the game because he's going up against a lot of he's trying to get by Wemby on certain plays. I think I'm gonna go. Chat's kind of agreeing. Kyle gets a slow-mo or a slow D-lo. Slow D-lo. I'm gonna say that.
I was actually gonna put him at a C because I liked. First of all, I like the D. For one, it's really that's B plus D from him. And I liked some stretches where he was actually taking the ball up for us. I think it was it him, Ant, Nas, Cat, and someone else. I can't remember who it was. The lineup was actually pretty good for a while.
Okay.
I think that was in the 3rd, maybe. I don't know. I liked it. If this is what I got from him every night, I'd be okay with that because I've seen worse games from him recently. And I have dropped my expectations quite a bit from last year. Last year, this would be a for sure Juancho game.
Yeah, because we had sky high expectations from him last year. It was crazy.
Yeah, he had such impact, and I don't know.
Yeah,
well, you don't have to agree with me on that for sure. I like seeing him as a power forward taking the ball up because it confuses the defense so much.
Yeah,
they're just wait, what's going on now? And
it definitely does confuse the defense. It's a hard. Honestly, I'm just kind of thinking deeply about it because I'm like, what do I think? Because I like the idea of good Kyle Anderson out there, and we had moments of that tonight. And of course, as who said it, Vegas, we didn't expect a poster dunk, automatic A1. I mean, I don't think I can do that, but it definitely has crossed my mind. I think maybe it is a C for this season. Like, this is pretty close to what I expect. If I'm going off of how I'm actually grading this, C as I expected this, and it wasn't necessarily C as I expected this. So I guess it's probably a C. It's a weird grade though. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I guess right now I'm in between C and D, which when we win, we go to the higher one. So I guess it's a C, but I guess I'm in between. So
right.
I think that's the final grade for him. But anyways, next up, let's do Troy Brown Jr. And as Mason says, I want to kiss TBJ on the lips.
Yes.
So Troy
felt that the same way.
Yeah. 25 minutes. He was 3 of 9 shooting. He only had 8 points, but he had 2 threes. He had a block. He had 2 assists, a rebound. But generally, this was like a good game from him. This is pretty close to what I expect from TBJ at this point, which is great because after the first 2 or 3 games of the season, I said, "Oh no, he's another dud along with Shake."
Yeah.
And we're just stuck with we signed and
so many duds.
Nah was bad. So like we had Nah, Shake, and Troy Brown Jr. all looking bad, which is what we could have signed for like 1 mid-level exception, and then we chose to do 3, and it was like, oh, okay, so we missed on all 3.
Yeah.
But no, I felt that this was an okay game.
His shots in the fourth were super high impact.
Yep.
They're just so high impact. And it was so high impact that I freaked out so much in Discord that Discord censored me. Dude.
Yeah, that's right. You were put on a watch list by the FBI for saying MFer.
Yeah,
that was
crazy.
Yeah, he needs more shots like this. Because that was another thing that I said. Speaking of the Discord, there was a point where it was like Rudy has so much gravity for like some of these lob threats from Mike that like they pull people out from the 3-point line, and then Mike slings it out to TBJ for 3, and then he hits it because he's got so much room. It's like an wide open shot at that point. So having him out there, getting him those shots where he's shooting open threes is really good.
Yep.
I guess I'm kind of in between a B and a C, so I guess that kind of makes me think.
Yeah, I'm at a B for him. Yeah. I mean, the impact of those shots were like that alone makes it a B because that's
a plus player.
The momentum is just huge.
He's one of those players that comes in the game, and regardless, I mean, his plus minus tonight was only +7, but like he is just somebody that comes into the game, and I'm like, okay, I feel a little bit of stability and a little bit of like shot making, obviously. So I just feel more confident with him out there. So
yeah, and well, so like he gives confidence because you can see how much he cares. I saw it tonight where like he missed like a rebound or some small thing, and he was like punching the air and getting super mad at himself for just just fumbling the ball a little bit with his hands. I love that.
We are definitely down for players to care because we have not had many players that care over the last.
Or we trade them when we have
them. Yeah. We trade the ones that do. Cool. Okay, who's next? We haven't done Naz Reid, and I think Naz is the last of the non-starters. So I guess we're gonna do Naz Reid. And Naz Reid. Let me see. I'm gonna try something real quick. I can't tell where this noise is coming from. Anyways, but who was I saying? Naz Reid, 29 minutes, 7 of 18. He took a lot of shots. He took the most shots on anybody tonight. He was only 1 of 7 from 3, but he had 15 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and owned Wemby for the most part. Super, super solid game for Naz. What are you thinking grade-wise?
I don't know. Like I when I think of this game, I think of a lot of Naz.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, when you list off the stats, it doesn't sound that impressive. So I don't know. Maybe it's like a C+ ish, kind of, because in my head he was way more than that.
I know.
Way more than that. He had the awesome dunk. He did a couple like super cool moves.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So Charlie says national TV guys look at Nas like they can't believe what they're seeing. I mean, I believe it. He's crazy.
Nas is everything they wanted Wemby to be. He can actually do all that stuff that they said Wemby could do and can't.
No, really. I mean, and I can't remember who said this or where this came from, but it's like somebody after the last game was saying like, well, everybody's talking about how Minnesota has all these bigs. Really, they have one big and like these other like Towns is a big, Nas is a big, but really they're they were talking about them being unicorns. That's what it was. And because really Nas and Cat, they try to play like they're point guards. They don't try to play like they're a center or even like a Kevin Love type power forward. They're trying to be like they are dribbling, and Nas is doing dribble moves. Cat is doing behind the back passes and driving to the rim way more than he's shooting threes. So it's like, it's almost like Nas plays like a point guard, Cat plays like a wing. That's kind of what it ends up being. But yeah, no, I mean, this was, the stats are weird, but Nas felt good tonight to me. And Chat agrees. Chat has everybody as a
like it felt like a Nas game. It was like Nas and Rudy were this game in my head.
Oh yeah. Yep. 100%. And then that dunk was crazy. I cannot wait to listen to this back because my audio was all messed up during the game. Like I was watching Bally and Bally's just awful. And Bally was like a half a second behind on everything that was happening. So like the impact moments that were happening, like
you didn't get them.
It was like I'd see it and then I'd hear the crowd later. So it was like kind of nice, but it was also so I can't wait to rewatch this and have the timing be accurate. But no, Nas, I think we're gonna go with a B. Everybody said B, so we're gonna do B. It is pretty much what we expect out of him, as everybody mentioned, though, and we did. Obviously, we need better efficiency. 1 of 7 from 3. I don't love that. Although one of them, the one that he made, was like an impact moment, and those dunks were top tier. Cool. We are on to the starters, and we're getting to the starters. I see we have 80 of us here. If everybody could just like the stream, even if you don't subscribe, if you like it, that would be a huge help for us going forward. We're trying to get to 800 subscribers. We're only 15 away right now. That's my sales pitch. And that's it. Also, we're up to a bunch of members too. I think we're up to, how many members are we at now? We're at, right now it says 43. I think that's wrong. I think we're actually at like 65 or something like that, or 68.
Yeah, it's got to be more than that because there were more than that last stream.
Yeah. So that's pretty crazy support. I appreciate you all. Anyways, on to the starters. We'll start with Mike Conley, maybe the most boring one tonight. Although started the game.
I don't know.
Yeah, he started the game really well. Yeah, he was 5 of 13 tonight, 4 of 10 from 3. He is just our 3-point shooter now. Like he's the one taking all the shots. He took 2 more than anybody else on the team. He had 18 points. He was +9. He had 4 assists, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals. He was a little bit of everywhere tonight.
It feels like 4 assists does not seem right.
That does not seem right. I feel like I remember at least 8.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. So one thing I like, and it kind of has been starting since Ant's been out, is this Conley closer, which I want Ant to get reps at closing. I really do. So I think if they do some sort of like mashup of not my turn, your turn, but maybe Conley's taking the ball up every time and they're running some plays, maybe a third to a half of the plays are kind of to get Ant going in clutch time because he needs the reps. But Conley's been so solid taking us home. I felt fine. Like this is one of the few times where I wasn't super worried at the end, or when it was kind of, one of those games that we would just all of a sudden lose for some reason. So I loved it. I loved it. I'd give him a B tonight.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think this felt really solid from him. I also, I've said this multiple times now, like I just feel confident when it's him out there for some reason. Confident when he's shooting, especially. Like I see 4 of 10, I remember 8 of 10. Like that's just how my brain works with him for some reason. And even when he shoots like 2 of 10, I think it's like 6 of 10. So my brain is broken when it comes to Mike Conley, but I like having him out there. He has those plays like the last game where he had that like and one late in the game that was kind of crucial, where it's just like a vet move that I don't love, but like it is a foul. And then tonight he passes it out to Troy Brown Jr. for 3. There's just like a lot of plays where it's like, yeah, I like having him in there right now instead of somebody else, or like D'Lo. Like it's like nice to have this kind of presence out on the floor. That isn't so frantic, and it's a little bit more like commanding. So,
and his feel for like the moment, like I want to say 4 times tonight, we were missing a bunch of shots in a row, and then all of a sudden he just takes it, he's doing it intentionally, because I mean, he did a just early clock pull up 3 just after taking the ball down tonight, because he knows, he's like, okay, well, something needs to happen, and then he does it.
Yeah,
way cool. I love that.
Yeah,
I'm ready to trust in that.
So. And he also, because like he does just recently, it seems like there must have been some kind of initiative in the locker room to be like, hey, Mike, we just want you taking these shots, because like he's trying to like capture momentum at times where it's just like, maybe this isn't the best shot, but like he has it, he's semi-open, he's just going to take it instead of like waiting for somebody to come out to him and try to draw people in again. Like he's just taking him. And sure, maybe it's not the most efficient 3-point shooter ever, but like it's happening, it's working.
And we need someone to do it.
Because apparently we're not gonna have Cat. We're not gonna have Cat shoot threes. We're starting to get Troy Brown Jr. finally involved in shooting some threes, but like before that, it was like, I guess it's Nah and like Mike. That's the 2 or 3-point shooter.
Nah will take it. Nah seems to just be okay, but
he does, and he's not terrible either. Like he's been able to make some, but it's also like, I know that you're not a great 3-point shooter, and like sure, I love it when it goes in, but like similar to how we were talking about at the beginning of the season, like do I think we continue to be a 16-4 team throughout the season? They have that pace? Probably not. Do I think that Nah will continue to shoot as decent as he shot? Probably not. So I like Bite taking the threes. Bite is a B tonight. And somewhat solo intro song is top of the game. I appreciate it. We didn't make it. I subscribed to an artist on Patreon, and they let people use their stuff for free. Their name is, I have to pull it up now that I brought it up. I can't remember the name of the song is Dar Dar Dar, and the music. Oh yeah, the person is David Cutter. So shout out David Cutter. We love that song, and I like, seriously, I don't know when we'll ever change it because I love it so much.
Charlie Barkley in chat is just giving me high anxiety levels.
Imagine D'Lo starting at point guard tonight. Yeah, I don't want to know that. I'm good watching him be on the Lakers and occasionally having good games and them thinking that he's amazing.
Yes. Yes. I love that they're dealing with all the like weird D'Lo bots. Yeah. Anytime you say something bad about D'Lo.
Oh man, it's crazy. I'm so glad those days are over. They did give us a couple extra viewers, but I don't miss that.
You get crazy. More than you bargained for with D'Lo, I think, and not on the basketball court.
Yeah, nobody remembers him almost winning the 3-point contest, lost by 1. What are we talking about? Are we talking about Conley?
Did he?
Did he really do a 3-point contest? Am I crazy? Okay, we gotta look that up. Whirly Squirrelies, you guys need to accept that we are just the best, and we are gonna break the franchise record for wins. Hey, actually,
I think so too. I think we will.
That could be possible. Yeah. Actually, I don't even remember what it is though. What is it?
I have a lot of faith that we actually will. I think this might actually be the best team that we've ever had. I just need to see us beat those good teams that aren't missing players. Just because I don't feel like we've played as good as we like. Think of the Celtics game, how good we played. I don't think we've played that good since. I just haven't seen it. And like that type of energy is what we're going to need to go to the finals. And I've only seen it that one time. I think we have it in us.
I think we do too. I have more.
We can obviously turn it on.
Yeah, I have more faith in us making it deep in the playoffs than I do. Well, I don't know. Maybe I do have better faith in us having a good record.
I'm afraid of matchups.
it looks like 58 wins is the top, and that was in, it doesn't say when. So I asked StatMuse what the Timberwolves like best season record was, and they gave me the worst. They're just like, no, you definitely mean the worst.
Yeah, you're definitely looking for
the worst. Here I can look at the individual years. Wins looks like it was 2003, 2004. Yeah. So the year before, I think that's the year before John Krasinski started covering the team, which is why I called him a curse in the Discord tonight. Wow.
I missed that year. I've been watching since the 90s, since I was a kid, and I missed the good times because I joined the military. Yeah. The two kind of good years and then the one really good year, I was gone. so it's been horrible for me my whole life.
That's crazy. I started watching. I really wasn't a fan, like a dedicated fan, until probably like 15 years ago. I don't remember exactly who was on the team. I think it was like, I remember, this is so random. I remember Theo Ratliff was on the team, and they had some season ticket membership thing that was super cheap, and it was like you get a free scarf if you sign up to be a free season ticket holder. And I was like, I'm going to start watching them. And then I liked them, even though they were terrible. And then I kept watching them. And that was also Ricky Rubio was here, I think. It was probably like 2007 or something like that, if I had to guess. But
you made me think of something that I want to do. I'm going to take advantage right now. So if anyone has one of these, contact me in the Discord. I want one really bad and I'll buy it. The little wolf yell things, those megaphone things.
The howlers.
Talk to me. Yeah, I want one really bad. I don't know why. I just saw them. Like, I need one of those so bad.
They're larger than I expected. I thought I was going to be able to take it home with me because I flew to Minneapolis for it, and I only had a backpack with me, and I thought it would fit in the backpack.
Oh, you got one?
I have one. I was there for the game that they did it.
Really?
But I don't have one because it's still in Minneapolis.
You couldn't take it
because I couldn't take it home with me. But yes, if you have the howler, Gerald wants one.
Let me know. I want one really bad. Christmas is coming up, guys. Come on.
Christmas is coming up. Gerald needs something. Mason says we'll get to 60 wins this year. At this point, what are we on pace for? I mean, we're on pace.
Our pace is disgusting. Our pace is
well, we're on pace for 62 wins.
I think it's higher than that.
Yeah, because what would it be?
Yeah.
Oh, it could be 60. What is it?
I think with the win tonight, are we at like 800 for percentage?
Yeah, true. So times.
It's pretty gross. If we actually kept this up the whole season,
seriously,
it would be hilarious.
Yeah. So there's 82 games times
67.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, we're on pace for so many wins. Oh man,
Jared.
Okay.
Discord.
Oh, Jared. Holy. 67 win pace is crazy. Yeah, that's wild. Okay, anyways, back to the tier list.
Yeah,
I got distracted.
I derail you. That's
okay. That's okay. There was many derailings that happened in the scheme of that. Let's see. Who are we on? We did Mike. Let's do. You know what? Let's do Anthony Edwards. I want to get that out of the way. And
he doesn't get the superstar treatment today.
He does not get the superstar treatment. He was 4 of 16 tonight. He was 7 of 8 from the free throw line, so that's kind of nice. He had 17 points, so that's where 7 of those points came from. 3 turnovers, bad turnovers. 6 assists, 7 rebounds. So, I mean, really the stat line isn't wild at the end of the night. It's 17, 6, and 7. But we watched the game. That was not a good game.
Yeah. Somehow he has hustle stats when he can't hustle, too.
Yeah.
Like, what's with the rebounds?
I don't want him playing if he's going to be limping around out there. And, like, I'm trying to think of this from multiple ways, and this is, like, maybe a gross way to think about it. But it's like, sometimes when you're playing injured, like you kind of have this like, I'm not saying that he's totally fine, but like sometimes you maybe embellish it a little bit and like kind of like, oh well, I want the fans to understand that like I'm not 100%. So like if they're not seeing me at my normal, they get it that it's my hip or something like that. But it's like if you're gonna do that, then you got to go God mode because like you can't be out there taking away from the team. Like, we don't want like Ant, you watched the last 2 games you were out. We were fine. Like, I mean, I want Ant back, but like we were winning games. We're playing bad teams right now. And even the next game, we're still playing a bad team in Memphis. So it's like you really probably could have just taken this game off and the next game off and been totally healthy. But instead, now it's like now we kind of have to have this wonder of like, what the heck are you doing?
Yep. Yeah.
So,
someone needs to be the adult and say, Ant, you're not playing injured. You can play sore, but you're not playing injured.
Well, and that's what
makes the problem is he plays injured.
That makes me even more confused because they sat him down in the first quarter. He came out after like 5 minutes of playing, and they were like, "Hey, having this like heart to heart." Yeah, and it's like, what are they talking? What are they saying? Because he came right back into the game like a minute later, and it's like, were they just like double checking to make sure that he was okay because he was acting so hurt? I don't know. I don't like this game. I see people in the chat are saying D. I was thinking lower because like. This was not a good game.
Part of that is just me being emotional about it because
yeah, I guess
the amount I was upset probably isn't equal to how bad he played.
Yeah, I think if we played all of his turnovers on loop right now, we'd give him Wancho. But
it was only 3. He's had worse turnover games.
I saw that and I was like, "There's no way." And
they were kind of right in a row.
They were
all in a little clump. He cleaned it up.
He also had that 3 that was like a anti-momentum 3. So it's like, it's the things that we kind of critique Towns on all the time, where it's like, oh God, what are you doing? Yeah. Like, why are you like? You can't be taking these bad 3s. Wasn't that bad? Wow, people seem to think that this was okay. Wasn't that bad? Did you watch?
I want to know what ESPN was saying because
I had turned
if
ESPN
they had
off.
to have been like pumping him up before the game, like, oh, Ant's so exciting and all this stuff, and then he can like barely move.
This isn't. Yeah, like I'm not saying he was. I guess based on expectations for me, that's why I'm like in the Wancho realm in my mind because I have just like crazy, ridiculous expectations for Ant. But. I mean, yeah, defensively, I will say, watching him, it was like he was surprisingly good. And then he had that one play where the crowd got up on their feet and was like excited. But like, yeah, he was fine and like looking fine, like even healthy on defense. But offensively, there's just like moments that were just like killing momentum, which is just such a not Ant thing to do. Again, this is just off this game. We're not talking about the whole season. Of course, I think, me and Gerald are some of the biggest Ant fans out there.
Maybe the biggest.
Yeah, maybe
I'm a huge fan.
I know we're both very like diehard Anthony Edwards fans, but this was like, I don't know, this was just like not a good game. So I people are saying D though, so I think, and also that dunk at the end definitely saves things. He did have like a really big 3 too.
Oh yeah. I would trust the chat on this because I was emotional about it before the game even like got to the second quarter. After I saw him playing really bad, I'm like, this is already a one-show game for him in my mind.
I know.
So then he probably did do better, especially getting the line that much. The dunk at the end was enough to say, put this team away. So it kept us from.
Yeah. Yep.
He had impact. So.
Yeah. Well, he'll get away tonight. No Wancho for him, but I just don't want him. I don't want him doing this stuff, coming back if he's hurt. Just we're playing terrible teams. It's one thing if you're coming back to play like the Celtics or Philadelphia or all these teams that are good. But we're playing the worst teams right now. We don't need to be doing this. So I don't know. It's just bad. Aston, welcome to the chat. It was far from what we expect out of Ant. See, that's what we're saying. But yeah, also I regret to inform everyone, Ant has learned how to do behind the back passes because of that. But yeah, it was okay, I guess. I want better and I expect better, and we'll get better. He'll be fine.
I mean, and just for him too, like I feel like playing like this in a national TV game doesn't help him.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. If you care about, and I know he doesn't really care so much about the individual awards and stuff like that, but like if you're looking for like MVP stuff and to be considered like a real legit superstar, you just when you're on national TV, you got to be good because then they can talk about you. Then people that don't know of you hear about you. You need to get yourself into conversations where it's like outside of basketball, people are talking about you, and this is not a game that breeds any confidence in that. So like that, it's just not something that's going to happen. But
I should look up his last 10 national TV games because I feel like not counting the playoffs, like regular season national TV games, he's had a lot of stinkers in a row now.
Yeah, I think that feels right. I don't know the numbers, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ant doesn't care about any of that stuff. But if somebody was to care about that kind of stuff, like the people that do care about that, the betters, they care about that. So it's just not going to happen. But yes, for real, Glenn Taylor
for the med staff. Yeah.
So, but okay, Ant's a D. Hopefully the lowest we ever grade him. I think we've actually maybe given him lower before. I can't remember, but this was hopefully the last time he's this low for a while.
Yeah.
Let's do next. No, we already talked about it a little bit, but 3 points, 3 shots, 3 out of 8, 7 points. It wasn't that far off. 2 rebounds, no assists. He was 1 of 6 from 3. Kind of a non-factor. He started, but he only played 19 minutes. So
D-low plus.
Yeah, like somewhere DC, I guess, because it's like this isn't. I don't feel like he did anything really bad.
But I didn't feel his impact at all.
Yeah,
so I can't really say he did a good job playing D either because I noticed what he does.
Yeah, it was maybe just middle. Maybe a C. I don't know. Chat, you're gonna have to help us. By the way, I'm catching up on chat. You guys gonna buy Ant shoe when it drops? Probably. I mean, it depends on the price. I'm not paying I'll shoot. I know it's gonna be outrageous, but it can't be $250 outrageous. If we're talking 100 to 150, maybe that's what I imagine it'll be, somewhere in that range. That's where most of Adidas signature shoes are. I can maybe stomach that, but I'm not doing $250. D'Lo, let's see. Really blowout. Yeah, Dallas. I'm watching that score. Dallas just beat them by 50. Crazy. I'm 100% going to grab the AE ones. Yeah, we could. I would love to do a giveaway on the AE ones, but I don't know how to do that because they're going to go out of stock probably right away, and we have to obviously have a size. So it's how do I do that? Do I just give you a?
Oh yeah, you can't pre-buy.
Yeah, so I don't know how I would do that. If you guys can think of a way for me to do a giveaway for that, let me know because I would love to do that.
Well, I'd be afraid to wear them if I got him.
You'd be afraid to what?
Wear him if I got him.
Why?
I believe in Ant. I believe in where he's going. So it would be cool to have unworn his first shoe.
That's true.
I mean,
just any
that alone is just to set it on a shelf kind of deal. And maybe, hey, you go to a game, maybe he'll sign it sometime. You never know.
Aston, goated. AE1s, $100, $120 price point. You got me. December 16th. That's a week or 10 days from now. Cool. Okay, what were we talking about? Yeah. Maybe I'll just give him a C tonight. Or actually, let's see.
We won.
Chat.
You can have a C.
Yeah. Aston said D. June said C. C is the same game that Kyle Anderson had. Yeah. Although Kyle Anderson had a poster dunk, so
and 4 blocks.
And 4 blocks, true. Yeah, maybe it's a D for him. It's less that I'm criticizing him though, and more that it's just this game just didn't work out for you. I don't know, other people just did stuff. So I don't know. Whatever. Now checked Vassell early. C. Okay. That's a valid point too, because Vassell didn't do anything in the beginning.
He didn't exist really in the beginning. Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's a C. Fine.
Yep. We'll call it C. Lock it in.
Lock it in. It's over. Nobody can convince me otherwise. Now it's just cool, so you should get a B for that. Maybe.
I kind of vibe with that, but
I kind of vibe.
Probably not a B. I agree, but
yeah, I agree. Let's do Rudy like a good stinky French cheese stands alone. However, he doesn't because we still have Cat. So let's do Cat first. Karl Anthony Towns played 32 minutes. He was 5 of 6 from the floor. What are we doing? Why is he only taking 6 shots? Especially when he's making 5 of them. I don't know. 2 of 3, so half of his shots were from three-point land. He made 2 of them. Let's take some more threes. And then he had 10 rebounds, 6 turnovers, 14 points, and was a team low negative 14 points. This is kind of a weird one. I feel all over about this one because he had such bad turnovers. The behind the back pass was
special. Epic. That was A1.
I know we joke about, obviously the Nightbot goes nuts every 5 minutes about it, but it's like that was the quintessential behind the back pass that it's just like, why are we doing this? Well, it's national TV. That's why we're doing it. And Whirly Squirrely brings up a good point. Cat is trying to stay at 50, 40, 90.
You know, that I actually brought that up earlier. It was that he wants low shooting numbers because he doesn't want to mess up his percentages. And part of it too is the looks Karl wants. I don't think Karl knows what's good for Karl. And the looks he wants aren't necessarily the ones he makes a lot. He wants to do a super awesome dancey spin move that makes everyone go, oh. Yeah. But he just, you know.
You were talking about it in the Discord, and I do agree with you for the most part. Cat needs to have non-thinking buckets.
Yeah.
He needs to have times where he's thrown the ball and it's like you have to take the shot, not like let me like dribble drive or like pump fake or like whatever. No, he needs to get the ball. There needs to be 3 seconds left on the shot clock and he's wide open and it's just obvious. Take the shot. Yep. Or sometimes or drop the play, because there are plays that they drop where he lobs it to Rudy. He's got like second most lobs in the league or something like that, where there's no thinking involved. It's just he has to do it. When he
he has a play.
Yeah,
someone thought it out for him ahead of time.
Yes, exactly. Because when it's freestyle time, we get that crazy behind the back pass. We get the charges. We get everything because he just doesn't. We're in year 9. He doesn't get it. He's never going to get it.
And he knows the ball is coming to him the next possession. Look out, because he doesn't pay attention on defense because he's thinking about the cool spin move he wants to do when he gets the ball.
Yes.
And then he'll do that spin move when there's no one even there and it's not even reacting to anything. And then someone will take the ball or, he needs to react. And that's like with FIBA. He was so good in FIBA because I think, honestly, watching that team and their little behind the scenes kind of stuff and all their tweets that they did, like, I think that team was just like, hey, we don't have a lot of expectations, so let's just have fun and go out there. And, so they were just passing it around. They weren't running the offense through Cat. It was just he'd get the ball. Hey, I want to shoot it. And he shot it. No thinking, no anything. But that's what he needs. He needs catch and shoot almost.
Yes.
But in a Cat way, like, it's got to be like because his drives are really good too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he just needs to not know that it's coming to him.
Yeah. Charlie Barley, if everyone subscribes Nightbot, we'll have to get a new gig. This is true. If everybody subscribes, we might change it. And now we might have to change it to, what would we change it to now? Slow-mo will, if you don't subscribe, Slow-mo will never post or dunk somebody again.
If you subscribe, Shake Milton will hit a 3 for you in the next
game. Shake Milton get 30 minutes a game if you don't subscribe. That's a good one. We're adding that one to the list. June. Nas took 18 shots. Cat took 6. I mean, and here's the thing. Cat wants all, and I know people are going to say I'm hating and whatever. Cat wants the glory. Cat wants the attention. This is like a reason that he plays the game. And I'm not even knocking him here. Like, that is a part of why he enjoys from playing basketball. Tonight, taking 6 shots on national television is not going to do it. So, like,
on ESPN too, who just rated him higher than Ant in top 100.
Today. Yeah, like, we just. I don't know. This is a weird one though, because like, the way I'm talking right now makes it sound like I'm going to give him like Glenn Taylor or something. I'm not going to give him Glenn Taylor. I'm maybe not even going to give him Wancho, because there were times where I felt like he was pretty good tonight, even though he had the egregious behind the back pass and 6 turnovers, and only he's shot as many times as he has turnovers. This is just like unreal.
Cam, you know what it was?
What?
And I hate to say it, it's exactly what I said in the Discord. As soon as they make the decision to run the offense through Cat, that's when it goes downhill. Like he needs to be a part of the offense, not the offense.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And it's hard. It is a hard adjustment for him, but I do think though I've come to a conclusion on a grade. I think it's a D.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's a D.
I think it's a D plus, honestly, because I liked early on, especially when he was making threes. And
good. Yeah.
And let me just say it, because here's a very public chance to say it. Cat has exceeded all my expectations this year in terms of his personality. I've been joking for so long that he could never, ever, and I was completely serious and felt 100% correct that Cat could never go more than 5 games without acting like a child. And he's done it. He's done great. So I'm ecstatic this year.
He's done a lot better this season.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And even tonight too, when it was kind of like he started getting a little bit, but it's never gotten to that point where it was like this
it doesn't bubble over.
Rushing river of emotion, energy that takes us down a hole. It's been fine.
Yeah, and he was getting some bad calls too earlier in the game too, I believe, if I remember correctly. So he has some reason to be mad, but he's been good. He's been good there. So I agree. But all right. Now something about cheese. What did they say? Rudy, like a good stinky French cheese, stands alone. Okay. Rudy Gobert tonight. 30 minutes. He only played 30 minutes. That's amazing. He was 7 of 8 shooting, 16 points, 21 rebounds, 2 blocks, was a team high by double everybody else, plus 31.
How can he only have 2 blocks?
That does seem crazy.
They must be crediting him super weird, because I remember more than 2. I remember like 4.
Yeah, it's possible. Blocks get added and taken away like after the game, weirdly. As Aston says, Escar goat.
Yeah.
Oh, this was about Cat reaches a pout, not a tantrum. Yeah. My earlier Rudy comment remains true. He stands alone. You destroyed his countrymen like a true traitor. Yeah, and then Kyle did get credited for 4 blocks. That's true. So June says A1. I did say that nobody was going to get A1 because he kind of hoped this game is forgotten. I forgot how good this game was for Rudy. This was really a good game.
Rudy's really good. He's the only thing I had faith in.
Pretty much. And I mean, like, all season we've said like, oh, well, yeah, when Rudy comes in, we feel better. Tonight was just the perfect stat-wise example because you see it. He comes out of the game and it's like, oh no, we're crumbling. And then he comes back in the game and it's like, oh, we're dominating. Like there's no in between. It's not like we have Rudy out and like we somewhat survive.
Because we can't get stops without him at all.
Yeah.
It's
like
horrible.
We can't learn how, because then it becomes a layup line, and we're trying to repeat the same defense that we have with Rudy, but Rudy's not there, and he's not nobody on our team is the same. That's a center that is the same kind of defensive force. Like, sure, Cat's been good defensively this season. He's been really good this season defensively, but
not at the 5.
Yeah, not at the 5, and not at the level that Rudy's been. So,
and Cat's also been guarding the worst player on the other team.
Yeah, that is true.
With Rudy, so
yeah, borderline A1 got Rudy chance. Johnny 2 times says A1 for Rudy. We broke away in the 4th, basically entirely off of his offensive rebounds, putbacks, and great defense.
Yeah, it was. He went on like a streak there where it was like he just put the team on his back and just did it.
I know I said it in the show a couple weeks ago, but Rudy is not showing up, by the way. If you look at any of the sports books, he is not showing up in the MVP. You can't bet for him for MVP yet. I think he should be.
Since you said that, I've been thinking about it, and he is on our team definitely the most valuable.
Oh,
and we have the number 1 record in the NBA. So how's he at least not in there? I agree, because we are not the same team without him. Not even close. No. Like, you pull Ant away, and we're kind of been okay the last couple games, but you pull Rudy away,
you can't. Yeah. You can't pull him away. We literally go back to being a 500 team. Like, we just do.
He could hold us hostage.
He could.
We need him so bad.
We really do need him bad. He is the MVP of the team. If we continue this pace, I know that he'll just be recognized for Defensive Player of the Year. But realistically, if we continue this pace and he plays like he does right now, there's no reason he should not be both MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, which is an insane stat. And it's just because his defense is that big of a deal for us.
And hopefully that conversation happens.
Yeah.
Because I would love listening to a bunch of national people talk about that, because it's never really happened before,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm down. I'll sign it.
I sign it too. Whirly Squirrely, you bring up a valid point. I mean, everybody's going to say it's just an offensive award, and I think that is the part where it's going to be hard to get him in those conversations. But defensively, I mean, it's just so obvious. It's just crazy. And the NBA is not forgiving him for starting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing. Is that really the main thing that people hate about Rudy? Because I feel like there's a bunch of different reasons, and I feel like I don't know many of them other than.
I think that's the most recent.
Yeah. But well, I guess. Okay, Aston's saying, Rude A Gobert. I don't know how to say that. I want to give him A1.
I feel like he deserves an A1, but I know that I'll forget
does.
This game. That's my problem.
It's close.
He deserves
but
it, I will forget this game. And that's not because of him, it's because of the Spurs.
It's just Spurs, exactly. That's the reason that I said nobody would be an A1 at the beginning. But
it is an A1 performance. If he did this against
the Lakers,
if he did this against anybody else,
it would be A1. Yeah.
It just would be.
I guess we'll give him.
I guess, does that mean it's an A1? I don't know.
It's an A1. Yeah, we'll give him an A1. Yeah. He deserves it, and he also
does. Yeah, he does.
He deserves to be an all-star, and yes, very much so. Oh yeah, he cried too. That's right. He cried for not being an all-star, and everybody hated that. Yeah. Okay, that's the tier list. That's everybody. Nobody else. Yep, we got it all. Perfect. Well, next couple games. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, we play the Grizzlies, and then after that, I can't remember who we play. So
is it the Ja return game?
Is it? I don't think we're that far, right? I thought he had 25 games, right?
Oh, is it 25? Okay.
I think it's 25.
You might be right.
I hope it's 25.
It would actually kind of been cool. But
I mean, yeah, it would be cool. But we're like not in a best of spots right now, I feel like. Anyways, so we play 3 away games over the next week. It's Memphis, then we play the Pelicans, and then we play Dallas. Desmond Bane just went off for 49 points tonight. The Pelicans are in the play-in tourney still.
And they look good.
They looked really good.
Even without Zion doing anything.
Yeah, he didn't. He was nothing.
He was nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize he was in the game.
I know. And then the Mavs, unfortunately, seem to be turning things around and playing well, and they won by like 50 points tonight. So all those are away games. And then the next Saturday, we play against the Pacers at home, and the Pacers look really fun right now.
We have to have Jaden back for that.
I'd hope so.
We have to, because we just don't. The Pacers kind of scare me too. They're in the East, so thankfully we don't have to play them a bunch of times, but they just scare me. It's like they're so fat. They're everything that we're bad at.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like most teams in the playoffs will be able to beat them except us, just because of the nature of what kind of team we are. We're so slow.
They're kind of the opposite, right? Because they're like the first offensive team and the last defensive team or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yep, and they're super, super fast. Like,
yeah, and yes, they're fast too. So it's like, yeah, it is really just like opposites. So
they need to come up with a good way to just slow them down, like muck it up, do a lot of fouls. Like that's what I would advise. Just start fouling.
Yeah,
don't let them play the run and gun.
I feel like that's, we talked about it earlier. We talked about things that we need to do before we get to the playoffs or like the finals or something like that, and how many things we have to get better at. And I do feel like that's one thing that you never see the Timberwolves do is like play a certain way to beat a team. Like when Golden State went up against us the second time and they're like, well, the only way we can win is by trying to get in physical altercations with
attacking people within the first 10 seconds.
And like that is a legitimate thing that teams try to do. Teams try to do that all the time. The Timberwolves, and I'm not saying that we should do that, but like that specifically, but there's just very rare occasions where it's like, you know what, we're going to play very physical today, or we're going to play very fast today. We just play us, and that's it. Like we never try to like win away like game in a certain way. But maybe that's the game.
It seems like our game plans are like, we got to focus on the rebounds because we know that they're an rebounding team, and none of it is all like.
But it's not curated to the team that we're going.
If you made Turner really ticked off.
Yeah, exactly. Or like get Ant and Halliburton, like they're friendly. I know they're friendly, but like
I would love to see a good game from them both. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that would be fun. It'd be fun. That would be good.
I'm excited for that, but I think we're going to lose by 30.
We could. But we're at home and we're really good at home. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but so yeah, we got just a quick little preview of the next week or so. But it's Memphis, Pelicans, Mavs, Pacers, and then Heat, 76ers, Lakers, Kings, OKC, Mavs, Lakers. It's a rough month. Like we're going to get against real teams again, and if we're still on a 16-4 pace at that point at the end of December, maybe I'll start believing. But seriously, like
I'm with you. It's especially like, obviously, if we play the Mavs and Luka and Kyrie are both injured, then no.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is that's been our luck.
We have been playing teams with injuries, so we'll see. We're really squirrely. So we're going to go 7-1. Yeah,
that would be good. I would take
that. Would be good. I think a realistic expectation would probably be to go 500 for the month. I think 500. If we go 500, I'll be pretty happy if we're 500. I mean, I'm going to be individually disappointed on the games that we lose, but like if we end of the month and we go out of those 8 games or whatever there is 4-4, I feel pretty good. Like I feel okay. Of course, it all depends on how the games look too, because again, like you're saying, if we're going up against an injured team and barely winning or like whatever, that there's all these different things that could happen. But
I think it's easier for us as we go along too. Like the fact that we have this record in the strength of schedule that we had at the start of the year.
Yeah. It's
52 wins is what it's going to be. Or more than
52 wins is I really do hope we get to 52 wins.
Dude, the day we get to 52 wins, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've been
that's
52 wins for so
That's long. Another guaranteed giveaway stream. If we get to 52 wins, that's a giveaway. We get to 1,000 subscribers, that's a giveaway. And if we go, I don't know, if we go more than 6-2 in this month, that's another giveaway. So, and we're only 12 away from 800 subscribers, so we're pretty close. But cool. Well, that's a little look forward. We did the tier list. We talked about this game, and we're at an hour and 20 minutes. Wow, it's been a long time. And I haven't had dinner. I think it's about time. So, any final words from you? Oh, also Charlie Barley says we got a whirly squirrely from a hooker once.
It's pretty good.
Wasn't worth it. Yeah. But yeah, how are you feeling going forward?
How am I feeling going forward? Well, I honestly think that we should sit Ant next game against the Grizzlies. Like, I just want I want the injury to go away. I don't care about, playing sore. I don't want him to play injured ever. Because if he has microfractures in there, like this is something he's going to deal with for a long time.
Yeah.
If he keeps messing with it, it's just going to get worse. I want to see him 100% because, like, I don't know. It's kind of selfish. But, like, I'm such a big Ant fan that anytime he does bad, I hear about it. So part of it is self-preservation.
Yeah.
So. I don't know.
Yeah. Oops! I just accidentally showed that comment again.
Other than that, I feel pretty good because, like, the one thing they are establishing is that yes, we play down to the people we play against, but we also stop doing that at some point in the fourth quarter.
Pretty consistent. That is the new trend this season.
We can turn on lockdown mode, which is actually a championship attribute, I would say. So that is nice.
Yeah.
So
feeling good, relatively. Comment to go out tonight. Good win tonight. Next 18 to 20 games we'll be telling. Almost all of them are against playoff teams. Yes, they are.
We need it. We need it. It'll be fun.
We do. We got, and this is why you beat the bad teams so that you can have a 500 record against the good teams. Because if you're losing against all the bad teams, then you have to win against all the good teams. That just doesn't work. So, yes, and biggest. This is actually the comment of the night. W is W. Would take it anyway. True. And that's how we're gonna end it. 52 wins.
52 wins.
Still likely. Again, we're on pace for 66 or 67 or something like that.
I think it was 67.
And if we get that, my God, that'd be crazy. So, anyways, 52 wins is still possible. Intro as the outro. Thank you for joining the show tonight, Gerald. It's always great to have you, and we'll have to have you back again sometime. With
and see, I wasn't too negative.
You weren't too negative.
I never am when I come on. I'm never too negative when I come on.
This could have been a crazy bad stream. If we would have lost this game, this would have been a very different
If these streams were live during the games,
man,
that's when you see the negativity.
Yeah. That would be bad.
Well, you see the negativity in Discord.
Yeah, that's true. Join the Discord.
Our live chats.
Shout out
to live chats are awesome, guys.
Yes, chat. You guys have been awesome. I appreciate you all commenting, being here. And again, I'm going to thank somebody, but I'm not going to say their name, for gifting 20 subs today. Appreciate it. But anyways, intro is the outro. We'll see you. Next game is when? It's Friday. I think I'm available for our Friday. I have to look at my schedule, so I can't guarantee it. But, subscribe. Go join the Discord. That's how you know. So, cool. All right, finally, intro is the outro. We'll see you Friday night.